Have you ever watched someone walk away, knowing deep down they'd never find another like you? It's a unique kind of pie. One that doesn't just sting in the moment, but lingers in the quiet spaces of your mind. OD because she left, but because she never admits she made a mistake. You gave her your time, your energy, maybe even your heart, and yet she acts as if it meant nothing. Like you were replaceable, disposable. But here's what most men fail to understand. Women don't immediately regret their decisions. Their pride, their ego, and the validation from others shield them from it. At least for a while. They convince themselves they made the right choice, that they've leveled up, that they're moving on without a second thought. But there's a turning point, a moment when the illusion shatters. And when it does, the regret begins to creep in. The mistake most men make is trying to force this moment, pleading, texting, seeking closure, hoping to change her mind. But the truth is, regret doesn't come from words. It comes from absence. It comes from the realization that she no longer has access to you, that you have become the one thing she can't reach, can't control, can't affect anymore. That's what destroys her ego. OT, your anger, not your sadness, but your complete and total indifference. And this is where stoicism and dark psychology come in. Because true strength isn't found in chasing. It's found in walking away, without looking back. A woman never regrets losing a man who breaks. She regrets losing a man who rises, the one who disappears, improves, and becomes something far greater than she ever expected. By the end of this video, you will no longer be the man she left. You will be the man she remembers, but can never have a guy. If you're ready for that transformation, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Pain is my teacher, because every moment of suffering is a lesson, if you have the discipline to learn from it. Let's begin. No. One, the truth about women and regret. Women rarely admit their mistakes in love. It's not because they don't feel regret. It's because their ego won't allow them to acknowledge it. At least not openly. Society constantly reassures them that they made the right choice, that there's always someone better waiting, that they should never look back. But here's the harsh reality. Regret doesn't announce itself. It creeps in silently. It festers in moments of loneliness, in late-night thoughts, in comparisons she swore she'd never make. Right after a breakup, most women feel validated. They receive sympathy, attention, maybe even new options. Their social circles, their friends, and their own sense of self-righteousness all reinforce the belief that they've leveled up. But this is an illusion, because what truly determines regret isn't what happens immediately after. It's what happens over time. The only way to make her regret losing you is to give her no reason to believe she was right. That means no begging, no chasing. Giving her the satisfaction of knowing she still holds power over your emotions. You must vanish, not as an act of revenge, but as an act of self-mastery. When a woman expects you to crumble, but instead sees you thriving in silence, something shifts in her mind. Doubt begins to creep in. And doubt for a woman is the seed of regret. You see, emotions drive female psychology. They live in the moment, guided by how they feel rather than logical reflection. And that's why detachment is so powerful. When you stop reacting, when you become a mystery, when you no longer feed her ego with your presence, that is when she starts to wonder. That is when she starts to regret. She never say it, she never texts you, and admit she made the wrong choice. But her actions will tell you everything. You'll see it in the way she checks your stories, in the way mutual friends mention your name, in the way she starts trying to subtly reappear. But by then, it won't matter because you will have already won. If this resonates with you, like the video, subscribe, and comment below. Silence is my weapon because, in a world where everyone is desperate for validation, the man who disappears holds all the power. No. 2. Why begging is the ultimate weakness. The moment you beg, you lose. It's that simple. Desperation is the fastest way to destroy attraction. Yet it's the mistake most men make. When a woman leaves, they plead for another chance. They send long emotional messages. They try to explain why she's making a mistake. But here's what they don't realize. She already made up her mind long before she left. When she walks away, she's already emotionally detached. And when you beg, all you do is confirm that she was right to leave. Think about it. If a man is truly valuable, if he truly believes in his worth, would he ever need to chase someone who doesn't want him? Would a king ever beg for loyalty? A man who knows his value does not chase. He walks away and lets others realize what they lost on their own. When you beg, what you're really saying is, you were right, I can't live without you. My happiness depends on you. That kind of weakness repels women. It doesn't make them reconsider. It makes them lose all respect for you. Because deep down, attraction isn't about logic. It's about power. And the moment you give her all the power, the game is over. But here's the secret most men never learn. The more silent you become, the more noise she hears in her own mind. She expects you to react. She expects you to fight for her. And when you don't, it disrupts her entire perception of you. The moment she realizes she isn't as important to you as she thought, that's the moment doubt begins to set in. So instead of chasing, you walk away. You give her nothing, not anger. Only sadness, not an emotional breakdown. Just silence. That's how you truly regain power. And if she ever comes back, it won't be because you convinced her. It'll be because she convinced herself. Ask yourself, are you the man who begs? Or the man who lets them regret? If you're choosing power over weakness, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I walk away like a king because kings do not beg. They simply move forward. No. 3. The Stoics' first move. Emotional control. The moment she leaves, your first instinct is to react, to get angry, to prove something, to show her what she lost. But that's exactly what she expects. It's what weak men do. And weak men never change a woman's mind. The first move of a Stoic is simple. Control your emotions. This isn't about suppressing them. It's about mastering them. A weak man is controlled by his emotions. A strong man controls them. And when you control your emotions, you control the situation. Because the moment you stop reacting, she starts wondering. She expects you to chase, to call, to check eye, to show jealousy, and when you don't, it disrupts her reality. Instead of confirming her decision, you make her question it. Instead of feeding her ego, you starve it. This is the power of emotional detachment. A woman never regrets losing a man who begs. She regrets losing the man she can no longer affect. She doesn't realize it at first, but when she sees you calm, unbothered, and thriving in silence, doubt creeps in. She starts wondering why you're so composed, why you're not broken, and that's when regret begins. But this only works if your emotional control is real. If you fake it while secretly hoping she comes back, she senses it. That's why true stoicism isn't an act. It's a mindset. You detach from what you cannot control. You accept that people come and go, but your self-respect remains. And when you fully embrace that, you become untouchable from this moment forward. You react to nothing, no desperate texts, oh emotional outbursts, no proving your worth. Just silence and self-improvement. Because a man who controls his emotions controls everything. If you understand this, like the video, subscribe and comment below. I master my emotions. Because the man who controls himself can never be broke. No, for the dark psychology of indifference. Nothing unsettles a woman more than indifference. OT anger, not sadness. OT even revenge, just complete unwavering indifference. You see, when a woman leaves, she expects a reaction. She expects you to chase, to plead, to make her feel important. Because in that moment, she believes she holds all the power. But the second you go completely silent, the dynamic shifts. The moment she realizes you are truly unbothered, her ego takes a hit. Indifference works because it creates uncertainty. She was so sure you'd miss her, that you'd crumble, that you'd fight for her. And when you don't, she starts questioning everything. Did I make the right choice? Why isn't he reacting? Did he ever care at all? These thoughts start to consume her psychologically. People desire what they cannot have. If you make yourself unavailable, if you show no need for her presence, her mind starts to reframe the situation. She goes from feeling superior for leaving to feeling uneasy about why you're not affected. That unease over time turns into regret. The biggest mistake men make is thinking anger is power. It's not. Anger still gives her a reaction. It still feeds her ego, but true indifference. That's what makes her feel invisible. And nothing destroys a woman's ego more than realizing she no longer holds space in your mind. So when she checks your stories, when she tries to get a reaction, when she suddenly reaches out, do nothing. She isn't reaching out because she cares. She's reaching out to see if she still has control. The moment you engage, you lose. The moment you remain indifferent, she loses. If you understand this, like the video, subscribe and comment below. My presence is earned. Because the man who values himself does not grant access to those who walked away. No. 5. The power of rebuilding in silence. The most powerful transformation happens when no one is watching. While she thinks you're dwelling on the past, you are building your future. While she believes you're broke, you are becoming something greater. And by the time she realizes it, it will be too late. Most men waste their energy trying to prove something to their ex. They post pictures to make her jealous. They drop hints hoping she notices. But a true Stoic doesn't need validation. He disappears and improves in silence. Oh, explanations, no announcements. Just results you see. Regret is an instant. It doesn't come when she first leaves. It comes when she sees you thriving without her. When she realizes she was just a chapter in your story. OT the whole book. And the only way to make that a reality is to focus entirely on your own evolution. Work on your mind, your body, your purpose, the things that make you truly valuable. OT to her, but to yourself. Because when a man is fully locked into his own growth, he becomes untouchable, and ironically, that's when women start to notice. The world rewards the man who moves forward without hesitation, and here's the truth. She's watching even if she doesn't reach out. Even if she acts like she's moved on. Even if she's with someone new. She's paying attention, and nothing will hit her harder than realizing she left a mom who only became better after she was gone. So stop worrying about her. Stop wondering if she regrets it yet. Stop waiting for closure. Your success is the only closure you need. If you understand this, like the video, subscribe and comment below. I rise in silence. Because the strongest men do not seek revenge. They simply become impossible to ignore. No. 6. The inevitable reader. Why she comes back. Women always come back. OT because they miss you, but because they miss the power they once had over you. When you stop chasing, when you go completely silent. When you elevate yourself in ways she never expected. Something shifts in her mind. She starts to wonder, starts to compare. Starts to realize that you were the best thing she had. But now she can't reach you. At first she convinces herself she's moved on. She surrounds herself with distractions, validation, maybe even a unmask. But over time reality sets in. The excitement fades. And suddenly she finds herself wondering, what is he doing? Does he even think about me? And here's the truth: women crave what they can't have. They are drawn to mystery, to challenge, to the emotional uncertainty of not knowing where they stand with a man. And nothing creates more mystery than a man who vanishes without a trace and comes back as a completely transformed version of himself. This is why she always returns when you no longer want her. The moment she feels that she lost her grip on you, her ego takes a hit. She might send a casual message. She might react to your posts. She might randomly ask mutual friends about you. But don't be fooled. She's not coming back because she's changed. She's coming back to test if you have. And this is where most men fail. They get excited, they think she regrets it. She wants me back, but the truth is, she just wants to see if she still has access to your emotions the moment you engage. The power shifts again, and if you fall for it, the cycle repeats. That's why the real test isn't whether she returns. It's whether you even care when she does. If you understand this, like the video, subscribe and comment below. I am the prize because the man who knows his worth ever questions whether someone else sees it. No. 7. The test. When she reaches out, she will reach out. It's only a matter of time. It might be a simple hey, a random reaction to your story, a question that doesn't really need an answer. But make no mistake, this is a test. She isn't texting because she suddenly realized your worth. She's texting because she wants to know if she still has access to you, if she can still affect your emotions, if you're still the same man she left behind. Most men fail this test. They get excited thinking, this is it, she wants me back. They respond immediately, engage in conversation, maybe even try to rekindle things. And the moment they do, she wins. She gets the validation she was looking for, and suddenly her curiosity fades. But a man who has truly leveled up, he does not react, he does not entertain breadcrumbs. He does not allow someone who left him to waltz back as if nothing happened, because he understands that the real power is in indifference. So what do you do when she reaches out? Nothing. You ignore it. Because a woman who truly regrets losing you will not send a weak, meaningless message. She will make it known that she wants another chance. And even then, it's not about what she says. It's about what you have become in her absence. If you do choose to respond, it must be from a place of complete detachment. Short, polite, unbothered. Oh emotion, no excitement. Oh effort. She must feel the shift. She must see that you are no longer the man she left, but a man she can no longer reach. That is how you pass the test. That is how you win if you understand this. Like the video, subscribe and comment below. I do not chase, I attract. Because the man who controls his value never lowers it for anyone. No. 8. Beyond her becoming the unshakable Ma. At this point, the question isn't whether she regrets leaving. It's whether you even care anymore. The biggest mistake men make is stopping their growth the moment they get her attention. A guy, they think she's back, whoa. But real power doesn't come from making her regret. It comes from becoming so focused on your own path that her regret is irrelevant. A Stoic man does not live for the approval of others. He does not let his value be determined by a woman's perception of him. He understands that relationships, emotions, and even people are temporary. But his purpose is discipline, his self-respect that lasts forever. So ask yourself, is she the reason you're improving? Or are you improving because it's simply who you are? Oh, if you're only leveling up to make her notice, then you're still controlled by her. True power comes when your transformation has nothing to do with her, but everything to do with you. A man who reaches this level doesn't need closure. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need to prove anything, because he knows that he was always the prize. And when a woman realizes that, when she sees that you've become a ma, who is completely unfazed by her absence, that's when she truly understands what she lost. But by the, it won't matter because you will have already moved on. If you understand this, like the video, subscribe and comment below. I am uncheckable because the man who masters himself will never be controlled by anyone else. No, 9. The final lesson. She never admit it, but she feels it. She will never tell you she regrets it. She will never openly admit she made a mistake, but deep down she feels it. You see, women are masters at protecting their ego. Even if she realizes she lost a rare ma, she won't give you the satisfaction of knowing it. Instead, she acts like she's fine, like she's moved on, like she never thinks about you. But her actions will tell the truth. The way she suddenly checks your stories, the way she randomly crosses paths with you, the way she reacts when she sees you thriving without her regret doesn't always come in words. It comes in silence, in hesitation, in forced indifference, and the greatest revenge, not needing to hear it. Because at this point, you are no longer the man she left behind. You no longer seek validation from people who walked away. You are no longer waiting for closure, for explanations, for a sign that she still cares. You don't need it. Because the real victory isn't in making her regret. It's in reaching a point where her regret means nothing to you. And that is what destroys her ego the most. She will never admit it, but she will feel it. And by the time she does, you will have already moved on to something greater. If this message resonated with you, like the video, subscribe and comment below. I have already won. Because the man who walks away without looking back is the man who always comes out on top. At this point, you have a choice. You can stay stuck in the past, obsessing over what was waiting for her to come back. Or you can walk forward, knowing that you are always the prize. The truth is, this was never about her. It was about you, about your discipline, your emotional control, your evolution into a man who cannot be shaken by loss. A man who does not seek validation, who does not break under pressure, who does not waste time on people who walked away. Because the ultimate flex isn't making her regret. It's becoming so powerful, so focused, so complete within yourself, that her regret no longer matters. And when you reach that point, life rewards you new opportunities, new connections, new levels of success. All things that were waiting for you once you let go of the past. So if you've made it this far, it means you're ready. Ready to rise above the pie. Ready to become a man who commands respect. Oti chases it, a man who walks away like a king. If you're committed to this path, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the wisdom that will set you apart from the rest. And comment below, I never look back. Because the man who moves forward never loses. He only becomes greater. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, and keep moving forward.